Hey, it's David Breeze Flippers. It's the end of the week, and sales kind of picked up a little bit. So we've had some sales kind of pop off today, which one good one that I was really happy about. So it's always nice to have some sales going into the weekend, and because we get paid once a week with eBay, and I always like it if we finish out the week at least plus $500-600. I think we're going to do that this weekend pretty easily, so we'll see. But I also got a pending situation too, where I made an international sale this week, and it's going to put me in a tough spot because we're leaving for Atlanta on a Monday, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. So, but let's talk real quick about what's sold. First of all, let's top it off with the big one. Well, no, actually, we're going to talk about that last because that's fun. I will tell you that a couple things sold yesterday. So I did have a good sale yesterday. It was actually an international sale going to Germany. The guy messaged me early, very early in the morning. I was up and I was online about 6 a.m. And he sent me a message, said, "Hey, I'm interested in these 3 Micro Machine new in the box, cars." I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Would you be willing to make a deal because I'm overseas?" He goes, "I'm in Germany and it's very expensive to ship it over there." And he's right, it is. So I said, "Sure, let me take a look at it." I sent them back the 3 links to say, "Are these the ones we're talking about?" He said, "Yes, those are exactly it." So I was like, "Cool." I said, "Let me," I said, "I'll tell you what I can do. I can, I totaled them all up. I think the total was around $98 for all 3 because they're on sale right now. Some of them are on sale. One of them's on sale for 20%, or 2 of them were on sale for 20%. One was on sale for 10% off. So I added them all up and then gave a little bit of additional percentage. And I said, okay, I can do all 3 for $84.29 plus $5.99 shipping because I just ship it to the international hub. He came back and said that would be great. So I was like, perfect. So with his cost and everything, it was my shipping cost, his VAT, which was $17.14. So I actually paid about $107 for those cars. So anyway, I had to create a new listing. I took down the old listings. I just put one picture of each up and created a brand new listing for him, sent it to him. He purchased it right away. We had a nice little conversation back and forth because I lived in Germany for 3 years. So, and he was in an area that I thought was absolutely beautiful. So I just thought it was kind of fun. But hey, international orders work, guys. We talked about this way back and people were saying, no, shut off international orders. Y'all can shut your international orders off. I'm going to keep mine on. I still make sales. I made that sale and that was to Germany and very excited about it. And then, almost the same day, I had an offer on an item and this happens. Guys, it was an Amazing Spider-Man, number 50, and it's a 9.9 in the CGC. So this is a remake. It's the foil. I think they call it the Mexican edition, El Quinto Mundo edition. Don't know what that is. But anyway, it is in Spanish, but it's a beautiful cover, right? So anybody knows this is an iconic classic cover. If you find this actual comic, it's worth a good amount of money. I had it for $250. For the longest time, I had it over $300. There was one sale last year. So there's only 5 in the census. Only 2 sales have ever been made at a 9.9, okay? So, and listen, it is a reprint, so we know that. But the thing is, it's a cool cover. People like the cover, and the fact that it's a 9.9 makes a big difference, right? So I had it up there at about $250. And so it was on sale and brought down. I think I had it down on 20% off. And he sent me an offer for $200. And the last sale was made way back in 24. So I was like, well, yeah, I'll take it, $200. It's going overseas to Italy. I thought, this is great. And so I took that order on Wednesday morning, and he still hasn't paid. So it's put me in a tough spot because, I want to get it to him, and I'd love to get it to him. It's been on display behind me for a long time. I replaced it with the Deadpool up there, but I'll put it back if I need to because it's a cool comic. It's just a cool cover. But if he doesn't get it, the money to me by Sunday, I'm going to have to cancel the order. And the only reason is because I'm leaving Monday, and we know the way that eBay works is even though it's sold, my store may be on vacation as of, say, Sunday night, but if you sold an item prior to going on your vacation, the time allotted that you have for shipping still counts. So if he would pay on Monday afternoon, it would be expected to be shipped on Tuesday. And I don't want to mess with it. So anyway, so I'm holding on that sale. Now, that's $200 pending. So if I sent him an email this morning, said, hey, is there any issues with this? Please let me know, see if we can get this paid, because I'm leaving on Monday and I need to have it shipped and I want to get this moving towards you. So let's hope that maybe he'll pay today. They're behind us, so it's late over there right now. So hopefully he'll get this first thing tomorrow and pay. We'll see. A couple other things will pop up on the screen that what sold though. I sold, so this was kind of funny. I bought this at a garage sale, I think earlier this year in May. I bought a few of these Senseis, and they were cool looking Senseis, and they were like the Oogie Boogie. This one is the Disney Oogie Boogie Casino Warmer Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a really cool little warmer. It's got Oogie Boogie on the front and this little thing, this little casino wheel. And I bought several at that garage sale. I paid, I think, $5 a piece for them, which really wasn't, enormous or anything. It was good. But I sold 2 of them right away. And I can't remember which ones they were, but I know I sold them right away. And then this one sat. And the reason it sat is because it didn't have the fence around the top, I think. So we tried it in our booth. It didn't sell. We tried it on just everywhere. I mean, we tried it before. We had it listed. It didn't sell. We tried it in our booth. It didn't sell. Well, I came back and I listed and I said, you know what? I'm just going to list it for $34.99, like 35 bucks. And it sold like that. So in a couple days. So anyway, $34.99. We got $8.99 shipping for it. It cost just a little over $8.99. So it is what it is. And then today we had another Merrymaker sold. Now this one is the same one that we sold last week that I took an offer on, but this one sold for full rate. And it was $31.49. It's the Merrymaker's Maxwell in this mixer figurine, and he's got, all those little things in there. Now, I opened up, we had one more of these, and I was going to grab that one because it had the top on it. The box is a little rougher, but I thought, oh, I'll just grab that one because it has the styrofoam top on it. Well, when I opened it up and looked at it, Maxwell had his spoon broken. So I was like, oh, see, it's just hard to see all those, right? When you're buying, we bought so many of these at one time and so quickly, and we just didn't know. I mean, out of all the ones that we bought, there were only 2 that had issues, and this is number 2. So, and we paid less than $2 a piece for the Merrymakers. So, I mean, I have them listed in my, inventory as paying $2, but all told, because we had so many things that we bought, for $135, it was less than $2. So anyway, sold for $31.49, $8.99 shipping. All right, guys, this one's cool. It's been on my shelf for a while. It is Superman. And it's, what's his name? I can't remember. Anyway, the original, or not the original Superman, but the Superman that everybody probably remembers from the movies. Anyway, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, it's got a cool little wings. I don't know. It's interesting. He doesn't fly, but I suppose you can make him fly if you want to. Anyway, but he's been up there for a while. I've had a lot of offers go back and forth on him, but he actually sold for $15.99. He does get free shipping. He is going to present a bit of a problem because normally I ship these in a small box, like a 4x4 by 8 or 12 or however tall they are, but he ain't gonna fit in that box. So he might be a challenge. We'll get it worked out though somehow. So we'll get it figured out. And finally, but not least, the big sale. And I'm telling you, these still sell, guys. This is a Sony, and I got it wrapped up, so I'm not going to take it out. I'll put a picture up. Sony Cybershot DSC WX350, 18.2 megapixel digital camera. It's white. This thing worked perfectly. It's got a 32 gigabyte card with it, so that's kind of unusual. My daughter picked up 2 of these cameras, and I sold one earlier this last month, right at the end of the month. Matter of fact, that one sold within 15 minutes of posting it. The one I sold for $200, but it was a black version of it. But this one, I just listed it about a week ago. I think, well, yeah, let's see. Added it on January the 9th. No, well, maybe, no, date sold was January 9th. It actually sold. I actually listed it somewhere around the 2nd of January. Okay. So anyway, so it sat up there for a little while. Somebody offered something like $100 on it really quick. And then I noticed that the door, I forgot about the USB door on this one. That's a little tiny little door. It won't latch. So I was like, ooh, so I took it down and I did a sell similar and I put it back up again and I noted the door and I took a picture of it, made sure that you could see it. And then I raised the price because I think at that time I had it for $199. I'm like, everything I'm looking at, the white ones especially, like those cameras were selling for, some of them selling for $300. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell it quick. I'm going to put it at $229.99. And I had a guy this morning said, I'm interested in it. Does it, work? I'm like, yeah, it works perfectly. Everything works, flash, everything. There's no scratches on the lens. Everything looks good. He goes, okay. So he bought it right away, and it's got $5.99 shipping on it. But I did that because I know it's going to cost more, because I'll pay insurance on this one, just because if it gets lost, something happens, I'd rather have some money back than nothing, even though I'm really only into it for $10. My daughter picked up both of those at a garage sale in South Florida for me, and said, she goes, I grabbed these for you for $20. I was like, okay. So anyway, I did give her a commission. I sent her $100 because of both of those cameras. So I'm out $100 on it, but I made money on it. So I made good money on both of those cameras. So anyway, that's all that's going out. But like I said, this week we're over $800 so far. So going into the weekend, now if this comic pays, it's going to be a good week. So I'm very happy to see that, because generally this has been, if you look at the numbers from last year, it was a pretty slow week. So I don't know, but this week it's just kind of trucking along. It's not, we're not setting the world on fire, guys, but anyway. So yeah, so this pending sale though got me thinking about some things, and I, kind of wondering, I'm not worried about it. So if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I will probably continue to run it. I will probably move the price to a $200 anyway, because like I said, it's been over a year since there's been a sale, and it's not the original, but a 9.9 is hard to get, guys. I don't know if you know anything about comics at all. A 9.9 is challenging. So anyway, but the problem is going to be the whole thing. I wonder, what's your guys' opinion? How long do you guys wait before you cancel something? Do you just wait the full 4 days? If you don't get any information or anything back from somebody, do you cancel it? I think eBay makes you wait 4 days. So I'm hoping by Sunday, if they don't do anything, I'm just going to have to cancel it. And I'll put it back up. And, like I said, I'll probably entertain offers, or I may even put it back up at a lower rate. We'll see. I just kind of want to sell them. I've got 50 books right now at CGC, and I checked yesterday and they were checked in, which means that, I was going to see today, see if they started grading them. So if they're checked in, that means they're in the system. They're starting to put everything in, and then they'll start doing the grading. So if they start doing the grading, I may be having potentially, I mean, let's be honest, I probably aren't, I set it at a 9.8. I realistic enough to believe that I'm not that good yet at at that I'm going to get them all back. So I'm hoping to get 30 or maybe 40 back graded. What we'll see if they come back 9.8. So if they come back all 9.8s, then yay. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I've got 50 of them. So it says that they've been received and they're in their system now. So we'll see what happens. It's a big expense to send these in, guys. And if you haven't done CGC Comics before, it's going to cost me somewhere, a minimum of $1,150 at my cost for all 50 of those. And then you got to add on shipping. The shipping is very expensive to get them back. I wish I could be in Sarasota and just go pick them up directly, because that would be a lot easier. But I'm not going to be there. So it'll get shipped back to me. So I think it's probably in the vicinity of probably $125 to ship it back. But, you add that all up in the cost and you see how much you have in them. It only cost me $21.40 to get it graded. I'm doing my own pressing and cleaning. So that saves me $11, $12 per comic if I did it through CGC, which I would never do again. If I was to send them off to somebody, it would probably cost me between $15 and $20 a comic to do. And some of these aren't going to have that kind of value, because some of these are moderns, and I really just wanted to get them back because they sell well as a 9.8. It's because the artwork, the reason, at least in my mind, the reason that you preserve a comic in plastic is the artwork is either great, case in point, okay, or it should be preserved because it's a classic, right? A lot of people will grade a bunch of moderns and stuff like that. I only grade the ones that I think would make really cool artwork. And that's the way I look at it. So, because once you encapsulate it, it's it's just art. So, that's kind of the way I look at it. It's just art at that point. So anyway, I'm sure if you have an opinion on it, I'd love to hear your opinion. I know what a lot of people say. It is such a waste to grade comics, and I get it. I get it. Sorry, my camera seems to be off angle, but I get it. And some people don't like grading. They're very much against it because they believe comic books should be read. And I like to read comic books too now. I'm learning to read more and more, but I get it. So, if you don't believe in grading, that's all good. But the flipper in me does it, and that's why. Now, I have some that I'm not selling, like my 9.9, this fell. The 9.9 I have in Wonder Woman. So, you can't ever keep lights moving here. All right, let's see if that works. It'll probably fall again, guys. So, anyway. Technical problems. So yeah, I sent those in. I'm hoping to get them back. So hopefully sometime the end of January, maybe the first part of February. It's taking 45 days right now. So realistically, middle of February, I should be getting those back. So, but anyway, that's, I hope to have some 9.8s to be able to talk about, and that would be fun. Let's see what else, guys. That's pretty much it this week, guys. We're heading to Atlanta. We're going to be going to market next week. Like I said, I'm kind of looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We go every year. My wife manages 2 gift stores for a hospital, and she does all the buying for the year during that time. So we go to all these different places, and if you've never seen the Atlanta market, it's like 3 huge malls connected together with multiple floors and showrooms, and you're just going through showroom after showroom after stuff after stuff. My favorite thing are the toys. We love going to that. I like to go through some of that stuff. So I'm going to try and shoot as much video as I can next week, and I will post them as I can, some shorts and different things, because I think it gives everybody a good idea what goes on in the retail world, as far as how that works. Now we deal with stuff that we buy secondhand. That's the way I usually do. I very rarely buy new stuff. I did buy some Inesco stuff last year, Haunted Mansion, that I resold and did pretty well on. But you don't always find stuff, and that's kind of hard. But I'm going to try to give you guys some behind-the-scene footage, show you kind of what's going on, do some fun stuff there. But I'm still big on buying secondhand and buying from garage sales and occasionally a thrift store. I love doing that. I'm still looking for big deals, guys. I'm still trying to get it. I'm hoping to meet a guy this weekend with a bunch of comics that he wants to sell. We'll see if he's willing to get rid of them at a decent price. Right now, he's been telling me, he's selling them. And I'm like, okay. He's selling them on eBay, and I'm like, well, then why would you want to quit? And he's like, well, I need the space. I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay a huge amount of money for something that, most of these are going to be dollar bin comics, or they're going to be dollar auction comics where I start them at $1. We'll see what he comes back with. He's got 8 boxes, he said, so short boxes. So I'm assuming, we'll see. If I can get him for $50 a box, I would probably do it. If he's going to ask $100 a box, probably not. We'll see what happens, though. I'll let you know. If I can, I'll shoot some video of that too. But yeah, this is starting out to be a pretty good year. I hope. we're gonna figure it out as we go, guys. I know there's gonna be some other good things that are coming up. I've got another guy that I'm still trying to get to his warehouse to see what stuff he has. So, we have some big goals this year, guys, but part of hit those goals, we're going to have to really buckle down and find new ways to source. So that's going to happen. Now, store's going to be on vacation next week. That's going to be a little bit tough. It always slows down for me a little bit on vacation, but we're going to keep pushing and keep doing stuff and keep loading stuff up and keep listing new things. We'll see what happens. So anyway, I hope your weekend's great. I hope you guys' sales are great. And, we will certainly talk again on Sunday. I'm going to get Sherry on the video this time. We'll talk about what we're going to do next week, and anything else that comes up. I'm David Breeze Flippers. We'll see ya.